Yo, hold on, let me plug my phone up here. Make sure we got a charge. Do that stupid slow thing. Make sure Yo, do me a favor, type something in the chat for me, cause I'm on my phone. Let me know if you got me in the chat. You will have to say something because I'm coming in from my phone and not my computer this time. You can chime in the chat for me. Let me know that that's working. Check 1, 2. Appreciate you. All right. Appreciate that. You let the room fill up a little bit. See if the alerts went out that we live. Happy Rosh Hashanah, head of the year. If you practice the Jewish faith, the Hebrew faith, today is the new year. What's up? What you need, man?
You called me?
Man, I just wanted to make sure you was up. But today is the head of the new year in the Jewish tradition. You know what I mean? Interesting to note, though, that today is the new moon in Virgo. Very interesting to note that. Today's the new moon in Virgo. Next month would be the new moon in Libra, which would be the Islamic New Year, right? The Islamic calendar follows 1 month after the Jewish New Year. So again, we seeing cultures, man. You know, cultures are like switching their frequency. This is literally the new year for them right now, September the 9th. And this is pretty dope to me because today's new moon, sun and moon together, conscious and subconscious mind, cosmically speaking, mommy and daddy. Hey, what's happening? They're together in the sign. This is the last time that they'll be together with this amount of sunlight. See, remember what's about to happen next month. No, this month in September 23rd, 24th, the fall equinox, the sun is about to appear to go below the, what we would call the ecliptical plane. In other words, we're about to have more nighttime hours than daylight hours. That's what's about to happen. So the Jewish New Year is interesting because it starts its new year in the last time the sun and moon are coming together in the light, when the light rules the day, because for the next 6 months, we're about to go into the underworld, where there's going to be more nighttime hours for those of us north of the equator. So this is like, damn, this is like dope if that's what you observing, because you can observe whatever you want to observe. January the 1st could be the new year because you looking at this and that, Earth, Sirius, Sun, whatever. You can observe whatever you want to observe. But it's a fact that we're about to enter a period of darkness. And what I love about Rosh Hashanah is, on average, it occurs when the new moon is in Virgo. All right? In Virgo. And that is when, this is the only constellation that is depicted as a woman. This is the only feminine constellation that there is in the entire zodiac. This is it. You know what I'm saying? I often say there's only 3 humans in the zodiac. Everybody else is animal, and one person is part animal and part human. And your 3 humans is Sag, Aquarius, I'm sorry, Gemini, Aquarius, and Virgo. Them your 3 humans. Everybody else, animalistic, right? So it's interesting. So anyway, today's title real fast is Astrology and Prosperity. You had to see the video that I just uploaded, okay, that was called Astrology and Lottery. I told you it was coming. And so you will see Brother Dion won $7,000 recently, a week ago, by applying his mind within the construct of time. So he hit me up. He got a session with me. He's in our membership as well. So he called me for excuse me, he called me for a reading, do a session, and I'm like, yo, bro, you about to enter a particular period of time where it's money, it's abundance, it's luck. I need you to do XYZ. Put your mind to it. You heard it if you've seen the video, 30 days non-stop. I need you to lock in, get into this zone. He gets into the zone within the timeline. He hits the freaking lottery. $7,000. Now, I usually do a disclaimer when I tell people, if I give you the game, yo, off top, can you just send the church 10%, please? Like, 10% to the church, man. Keep it good. We grow together, right? Little, you know what I mean? Real talk. And so this is interesting, though, because it comes on the eve of, we had already put the flyer together, the information together. I've been scouted it. And I said, yo, when October get here, we're going to do something as it pertains to money for 21 days. Why? Because from October the 3rd to 24th is 21 days. October the 24th, next month, is going to be the full moon in Taurus, the sign that deals with money, possessions, things that you value, right? In this science, right? In this science, you will see that the moon is exalted in Taurus. This is a fact. That means that what the ancients done was they look at the planetary body inside of the sign and look at humanity and just watch what we would call cause and effect and correspondence, right? So if you want to look at the sun and you like, well, shit, is the sun at home January the 1st, New Year? Like, nah, it's cold outside. I don't feel like the sun is being expressed good here in Capricorn. Nah. What about the sun being at home in Libra? Nah, because the energy is the fall season in nature. The leaves are falling down. That's not an embodiment or a reflection of the sun per se at its strength. Nope. What about Aquarius? Hell no, it's in the middle of the winter. No. Pisces, no, it's at the end of the winter. Aries, the springtime, it's still cold outside. And about 40 days later, we're about to start seeing things blossom and bloom. So not Aries, but close. But we wouldn't say the sun is at home in Aries. What about Taurus? The middle of the spring? No, got to be in the summer because it's hot. Okay, where? Cancer? Possibly. Leo, in the middle. Yeah, right here. This makes sense. The sun is at home in Leo because it is the middle of the summer and it is hot outside. So we're going to say that the sun rules Leo. So when we make these statements like that, this rules that, that's why they're saying that, okay? So then the ancients noticed some other things. When planets get into other constellations in front of them, they act like they at home, like this they second house, like they love it or they dislike it in a sense. When the moon is in Taurus, this is what's considered an exaltation. She likes being right here. This is her second home. She loves it. So in the video, I talked about women and money Shout out to Reverend Ike. Listen, man, the shit that we be talking about, this shit is not, we just got new formats, right? Whether it be from the imagination, Neville Goddard, whether it be to prosperity, Reverend Ike. We got different techniques, brain science, Minister Jew, to show you why you should do what you do. Cosmic principles, me, to show you why you should do what you do within this time. You see what I'm saying? And so, Ike is the truth, right? And so, the moon is at home at this time. I just showed you, man, if I got to go pull up all the testimonials, then, you know, I will, but I'm not, because I feel like only thing you got to do is just go look at the Imagination Guru channel on YouTube, like I said, and we put some very nice testimonials there and got way more. We like up to 4.3, 4.4. All right, there we go. All right. Sprint sucks. All right, not a fan of Sprint at all. So anyway, the testimonials are absolutely there, man. And so here is an alignment that's coming that I am telling you that we've already charged this area of space. It is up to you to put the work in and take it beyond these 21 days. 21 days is just a primer if you're going to be dedicated to get you to reformat your habits. Okay? But the goal is you want to step into a whole new lifestyle where you got to be that. Every single day to the best of your ability, you got to be that. So it goes beyond the 21 days. You feel me? So if you were in my new money challenge that happened, then you already got a check that has October the 24th already on it. You already been putting in work almost 6 months ago. You see what I'm saying? So now we come in with what's known as the double jackpot experiment. Okay? Can we win the lottery? I got so many people that's winning tickets, scratch offs, all kinds of stuff is going on inside of our memberships. Whether they emailing you, emailing me, both of us, like, why? Why them? Why not you? You can absolutely win. And so I'm giving you another formal invitation. It's on The Imagination Guru. We put it over there on that site. Shop tab, webinar. October the 3rd is going to be, what's cracking? It's going to be the orientation. Okay? The orientation is October the 3rd. For 21 days, there's going to be a practice that we're going to do collectively, all together, synchronizing. And on that 21st day, when she lands and becomes full, what you say, one of the raps? Few days pass, then manifestation. Right? That's what we aiming for. We already winning. People are already winning. Based off their individual energy and where their mind is at. You'll start winning for the mere fact that you're going to participate and you'll win. There's people who don't participate, listen, understand exactly what we saying, and then they'll go out and start applying the gist of what we saying and be like, oh, yo, man, I heard y'all on YouTube and I just started thinking differently and saying X, Y, Z, and just, you know, next thing you know, I found some money on the ground and I won a ticket, or I got a check in the mail, or I got a job promotion. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm listening to y'all over and over and over again. Exactly. We call it touching the guard. You know what I'm saying? They touched Christ's guard, they became illumined. So it's all good. I'm just saying, when you hit that thing, man, 10%, please. You know what I mean? Keep the pipeline right. You know what I mean? That just keeps us flowing and we able to do what we do, man. You know what I mean? I'm just that kind of guy, man. I'm that kind of guy, for real. Like, I'm gonna share. Easy. We all gotta eat. We all can win. All right. So let's talk a little bit about astrology and prosperity. I think we've talked about it before. Immediately, you know, people hit me up and they see and they're like, "Oh my God, when is my time?" Everybody want to know their time. You know what I'm saying? When is my time to win? You know what I mean? That's dope. That's dope. You keep on pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when is my time to win? It's always your time to win. It's always your time. And I always use that DJ Khaled as the real example of how to constantly win, win, win. All I do is win, win, win. Because all you do is stay happy. All you do is stay in your zone. See, there's a point, I call it the bridge. The goal is over here, and you way over here, and we got to bridge that gap and go through what we go through, the obstacles and the things that we have to attain in order to get to the goal. The question becomes, are you clear on the goal? That's the question. Are you clear on the goal? Because this is why the scripture states that you can't serve two masters. You can't be confused on the goal, because it's not going to materialize for you. So now when the alignment comes, you don't know, because you stuck in the funk. You're not even picking up on the cosmic transmission that's like, yo, go play the lottery today. You could possibly hit today. Go advertise your business today. Perform well at work and get a job promotion this month. You just in a rut because you're not clear. Got to be clear on the goal. And once you're clear on the goal, that's why I tell people who get a reading from me, man, like, listen, one, I just posted a $7,000 testimonial, right? And that's cheap. That's like, I love the win of the lottery, but far as testimonial goes, that's, man, we got so many testimonials, man, like $7,000, 7 racks, that ain't nowhere near the biggest testimonials that we have, right? I'm just using that because it's recent and it deals with lottery for our upcoming project. So when I say, yo, I gotta read, my reading is only $222 this year. This year, only $200 this year. And you win $7,000? Like, are you freaking kidding me? How much is that worth? This is exactly why J.P. Morgan says millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. I got a bigger price. What if I put your life on the line? And I show you that your life is on the line. And some shit don't happen to you because I told you your life could be on the line at this time. Like, that's real. That's happened. Because we can show you accidents. So all that stuff we do on this channel that I do, and I show you Big Boy was just in an accident. If I can tell you why they was in an accident, then that absolutely means that I can tell you the timeline before it happens or when it's likely to happen, because I'm going to be looking at the same principle. So I'm just looking into the future, right? So can you put a price on your life? How much is that worth to you? So $200 for a read, man, that ain't shit. It's exactly why J.P. Morgan said millionaires don't use astrology, billionaires do. Because when you truly understand it, for a billionaire to use something that they see of value, technically that means that the value of astrology supersedes the value of a billionaire. So this is trillionaire shit right here. And I totally get it, because when I used to post, I just don't post it no more. You can go back on these videos and see where I used to post airplane crashes, major earthquakes gonna happen, there's gonna be a shooting spree. Like, I know the rhythm of all those things, and used to post it on this day to this day. They go a 3-day window when this is gonna happen, and then it happens exactly on that day. What kind of price can you put on that? If I tell you that, yo, there's going to be some type of 9/11 event that occurs, and then the Boston Marathon the bombing happened in Boston. And if it's dead on the day I said it's likely to happen. If I say this is a no-fly day, October 28th, what was the year? Maybe 2015, 14, one of the two. And NASA rocket in Taurus exploded on October the 28th. Go back and look it up. NASA rocket exploded on October the 28th. I can show you where I published a blog before that date showing how October the 28th is a no-fly day and that rocket explodes. So NASA don't even know this shit. How much is that worth? You can't put a price on it. So when I'm giving you this information, whatever I say the value is, you gotta roll with it, man. You gotta roll with it. All right? And so October the 3rd is orientation for the double jackpot experiment, man. All right? Straight up. Yeah. I mean, like, it's $400. Like, listen, man. And they should. If you got the results and the proof, charge your value is your value. I'm not knocking it. You know what I mean? And so October the 3rd, double jackpot experiment. Going for the jackpot, all of us get together and collectively synchronize. Same time, same routine. Same routine, same routine, same routine, same routine, same routine. 21 days, nonstop. No interference. Nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. Right? Go ahead, Lex. What is it? And let's win. Because we winning. I'm telling you we winning. Yeah, I just posted a video showing that we winning. Alright? Your fiance's birthday is the 24th of what? October? Yes. October 24th. That's her birthday. So if that's her birthday, man, that's the full moon day. Yeah, so that's the full moon in Taurus. Shit, man. I'm about to say something. But no, I mean, the full moon's on her birthday. That's interesting. Because for her, that's going to be like a personal new moon effect. You know what I'm saying? So she is the jackpot. You know what I mean? For real. She is the jackpot. Now, if y'all on the same page of what y'all would like to manifest, then y'all need to set a bare minimum practice, do this practice together. And set a year goal out from when the, a 6-month goal. Because in 6 months, you know what I mean, we're going to be back in the Taurus season. So now the sun and moon going to be together over there. And so, Lex, y'all need to set a goal. She's the jackpot. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is love. And I got to put it in there. It's just the truth. Love and, like, sex and money go hand in hand. Especially love and money. It's a Venetian thing. You know what I mean? It's the same principle. Venus, when it deals with love, romance, relationships, finance, you know what I'm saying? And so y'all have to be on the same accord. See, another coincidence coming in here. So let me find out. So Miss Adrienne Nicole, you Lex, y'all in a relationship together, right? And so this your birthday. So now you definitely got to get into this challenge because it's your birthday. You're going to party like it's your birthday. You know what I mean? And so you got to go hard. You got to go hard in the paint. You got to go hard. Lottery, vision board. Like, this is when you really got to go hard because if y'all can understand the diagram of, you have universal players. Taurus is the universal energy of finances. We saying October the 24th, the moon is going to be there in Taurus. All right. And so, and I'm sorry, like for y'all on October 24th, it's going to be this full moon effect, not a new moon effect, because the moon is opposite the sun. So it's going to be this full moon effect. Um, these are the universal players. But what happens is, like for me, when I was born, Taurus was in my 11th house, which is the east going south. So let's call it, they would say southeast, but if you understand rotation of the sun is east-south. Because the sun rises in the east, and then it's the south, then it's the west. So if I say southeast, which sounds better, but it's east-south when I'm paying attention to what's happening. And so the 11th house is the east-south portion of the sky, okay? The house of friends, groups of people. Oh, I got Jupiter there in Taurus, over there. So I'm blessed when I'm with money, when I'm dealing with groups of people or friends, right? And so let's divvy up the pot for real, right? And so it's not in my money house, because the money house is the northeast portion of the sky, but it's in my friend house. But my point is, since the universal energy is there, moon and Taurus, once a year, I still need to activate it because it's the universal player. Now, I don't chase moons. I'm not into that because it'll make you a lunatic, in my opinion. I don't chase moons. That ain't my thing. Hey, boo. So, look, I ain't chasing no moons, man. I ain't doing that. That's full moon ritual here. Oh, then I gotta turn around. You know, like if you pay attention in the month, a calendar month, you got a new moon, and then 2 weeks later a full moon. Then this is what's gonna happen. You got the full moon coming. Like today is the new moon in Virgo. So then 2 weeks later it's gonna be the full moon, maybe in Pisces, right? So we gotta keep on playing these dang on lunatic games, and we just bouncing all over the place, moon to moon, two rituals a month. Bump all that. It makes you cuckoo, right? So I play on major themes that's important for me. You did? This is why when you look at a chart, everybody got a cross. Your first house, opposite your first house is your 7th house. This is like 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And then the vertical axis is 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, known as your 10th house and 4th house. So it's yourself, your relationship, they mirror each other. And then it's career and home life, they mirror each other. So these particular points, these cardinal points, because they do signify east, west, south, and north, these cardinal points are the 4 main areas of your life in astrology, real talk. So me, I personally pick when money coming around, own that. All right. So Gemini, new moon and shit, I don't care. Man, I'm good. I don't gotta do nothing on that. That's intellect, thinking. I think I'm pretty alright. I'm cool. I ain't gotta rock on that. Sagittarius new moon, I'm good. Scorpio new moon, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like Virgo new moon, health or something. Maybe last year what I did around this time, I went to go get a colonics done. So I can get, so I can flush out the colon. Because I had an aunt pass from colon cancer, and I saw that with my own eyes. Colon cancer, or eat that ass up, literally. Eat that ass up from the inside out, and you will shrivel up and die. So understanding that, fecal matter gets stuck in those intestines, man, like I'll go get a colonics done and hydrate the intestines. I did that in the Virgo season. So that wasn't more or less like rituals and shit, but that was something that I took, like, it's Virgo time, let me go handle that. You see what I'm saying? And so there's just certain points to me that stand out more versus trying to be all over the goddamn place. That's the problem. When you're dealing with this earth plane, Saturn rules every single time, man. Every single time. Repetition, concentration, discipline, formation, structure, success. All of that shit is Saturn's domain, the plane of physicality. Okay? So, I've recently been sharing, some life-changing mental things for me. that dealt with, you know, how I went from piss poor, and to me I'm still piss poor in comparison where I want to go, right? But how I was just disgusted with my past economical situation about 2 years ago, and I had to make a change. And I keep starting off the story with I became disgusted with myself, right? And then it dawned on me 2 days ago that, wait a minute, the kiddie movie Inside Out had an emotion called disgust. And I said, you need to go back and watch that. We didn't already talked about Inside Out when it came out. I went to see it and everything. And it was like, what, 5 emotions? It was fear, joy, of course, right? Disgust. We had 5 emotions inside of the 5 emotions inside of the movie. You got it. All the jewels in science always in the kiddie movies, the Pixar films, the DreamWorks films. Like, y'all gotta go watch these shits because that's when it really gets funky, right up in there. So I had to go back and study disgust because I keep telling my story that literally what changed my life was me becoming disgusted. And I'm like, anger alone doesn't do it. So I'm watching the movie. I gotta go check it out, man. Inside Out. If you ain't watched it, this shit is amazingly brilliant because it's dealing with this kid. The mom and dad, all of them had these 5 emotions in their brain called command. And Joy is the main character whose job is to keep Riley, the little girl, happy. And they have these memories, and some are core memories, and you don't want to allow sadness, the blue emotion, to touch these core memories because she will literally have you sad and depressed and you'll be all messed up in the game. You won't get to the abundance, right? So long story short, sadness and joy end up getting sucked into long-term memory. They left command, the conscious mind, and they got sucked into the limbic brain where all of our emotions are lodged at, far as the glands, hypothalamus, pituitary, thalamus gland even, amygdala, hippocampus. Hello, there go to 5 emotions again. So they're talking about these glands in your brain. This shit was like amazingly brilliant. Whoever wrote that movie understood neuroscience, okay? So happiness in which is joy and sad get sucked into long-term memory, into the abyss. Joy is no longer in command, and now fear is up here in command, anger is in command, and disgust is in command. Now, the only way that they're about to get out of this situation is happiness. That's why I keep telling y'all, you have to study DJ Khaled on his Instagram. He's giving you the key. When he say the keys, he's showing you the key. I'm telling you. That's what you got to mirror. And so they have to meet up with Bing Bong, which is Riley's imaginary friend in the movie. Okay? So Bing Bong is like, I know a shortcut that'll get you back to command. You don't have to go through this big old maze of the brain. The shortcut to get you back to where you want to go to get in command is for you to go through imagination land. This is why Minister Jew created the Imagination Guru. Because he studied the imagination and its effect on the human brain and the outcome that it produces. Okay? That, this is your key. This is Neptune in astrology. The 12th house, the graduating point as well. Very interesting. Because these two, Pisces, Capricorn, Saturn, and Neptune, have a special relationship with one another. They're 2 signs away. It's called an opportunity sextile, where it's water Neptune, Pisces, the Earth, Capricorn, Earth energy, plants and shit. So these two are they flow. It's the female gender in astrology, okay? And so they can get back to command if they go through the imagination land. Okay? And so hold on, this dude hitting me right now, man. I gotta do that because I'm doing a live. Alright. So anyway, something interesting happens. If you've seen the movie, they're stuck at the bottom of the abyss where all the deleted old shit goes. Stuck in the abyss of your mind. Okay? Joy has to get out this situation with Bing Bong, the imagination guy. So they start singing this song. And they get on this wagon, and the wagon is powered by light. This rainbow. And every time they sing the song, the light comes out the end like exhaust, and they got to go all the way. They got to get up this big old hill. They got to go all the way up to get there, and they fell 2 times. On the third one, Bing Bong noticed that he's weighing it down, and he jumps off, and Joy makes it up to the top. And she looks back, and it's a very sad part in the movie. Bing Bong didn't make it. Right? But this was the shortcut. This was the tool. For you to hijack your mind, you got to start using your imagination. Okay? This shit ain't nothing new. This shit is like it's been... Go look at Reverend Ike videos. You will see prosperity. Prosperity, think about Neville Goddard. Imagination. It ain't nothing new under the sun. We just come in with a different twist with it that's more cosmic and neuroscience based, which makes it more factual in a sense, so we can make it more rapid in application and manifestation. Okay? So, joy and sadness finally get back up to command, and when they get up there, they hit this big old window. Okay? So they ain't in command yet. They're not there. Something interesting happens. Disgust first anger comes, and he takes a chair and he throws it at the window. But it's a plastic window and the window don't break. So disgust start playing on his intelligence. Like, yeah, that was smart. So he gets mad, and since he's anger, fire comes out his head. She picks him up, and then she uses the fire to cut a hole in the window, and now joy and sadness are able to come back in command. So depending on your perspective, you can say sadness saved the day, because sadness was the one that had to put all the memories back in order for Riley to wake up. Or joy won the day because she's always the happy one, and she's the one that told sadness to touch it. It could have been anger because it was his fire that put a hole there. So it's totally on your perception, but mine is disgust. Because without her intelligence to use the anger, which you're disgusted about, which has everything to do with today's conversation, we're talking about astrology and prosperity. I am telling you that in order, can I say that as a general statement? Yeah, I'm going to say it. In order for you to make financial change in your life, you must become disgusted with your present state. Even if your present state is abundant, that's great. But if you decide that you want to be here, then you have to be disgusted of where you at, because anger alone does not produce change. I'm telling you. This is why, if you look at that movie, Riley was going to run away. She got the idea from anger. Fear didn't want to do it because he was too scared. Anger is like, bump that, we out of here. And he looks over at disgust, and disgust gives him the approval. So on 2 occasions, in order for Riley to run away, for anger to do what he do, he needs approval from her, and then later she tricks him and uses his fire to open up the window. You see what I'm saying? So the point is, This is why disgust is so sedity. When you look at it, she's prissy, she's nicely neat, and she's rich. She cared, like she's successful. So when you're disgusted by something, I remember as a kid, I used to hate peas. You put peas on my plate, like it's gonna be a problem. I swallow them like aspirin. Like I don't like peas, right? Disgust makes you rebel. Rebel is an action. It's a physical action. The imagination coupled with physical action equals success. Okay? Along with, I've got to take this quote from Grant as well, which is, I don't want to paraphrase it. Let me pull it up, because this is it's a damn good one. A damn good one. I'll pull this up for y'all so y'all can get that. What is it? Secrets of the Wealthy. Y'all didn't do, if y'all should have did the secret of the Secrets of the Wealthy webinar last night. Hold on. Let me share with you something. What is it? Ain't what it is. Nope. Give me a second. Hold on. I want to share something because it's a little formula. No. We do the math. We know that. The amount of production plus the discipline in the group of people you hang around determines how long it's going to take for you to hit your target. I had to think about that shit. The amount of production plus the discipline along with the group of people who you hang around determines how long it's going to take for you to accomplish your target. Damn. Tell you something that I'm practicing. Less talk, more action. Can I keep conversations down to 20 seconds? Not 20 seconds, 20 words and less. This is something Donald Trump does. If you ever read The Art of the Deal, you will see that he noted that he can call one of his CEOs that run a part of the Trump enterprises, and he can sum up every single thing with what's going on up to date with the business in 20 words or less. The old man George, the attorney and pretty much the confidant of Trump Enterprises on The Apprentice, Trump swears that he can do it in 10 words or less. Less on that unless you're teaching it, but it's production. What's the business? What tips say? If it ain't about the money, don't be calling me up. Like, what's the business? What is it? What you need? Let's do it. All right. Production. Action. Coupled with the right thought is the key, because all actions are a reflection of your thoughts. Okay? All actions are a reflection of what you're thinking, because you must think it in order for you to do it. It's real simple. It's not hard. It's real simple. So again, October the 3rd is orientation for us to collectively come together and do the double jackpot experiment. I posted a video earlier. If you knew, if you just got here, go look at it. It's called Astrology in the Double in Lottery. That's what it's called. Go look at a $7,000 testimonial that a brother just chimed in on. I got a sister waiting for her video to come, and she like, yo, ever since my reading with you, it's been on. I told her it's money time. So at work, she was like, yo, crushing it right now. It's stupid. Money is hand over fist at work right now. She's an entrepreneur. Let's get it. And then she like, and I don't even play the lottery, but I done won $40 off a scratch-off ticket too, just because you said I could. I'm waiting for the video. I don't want to show no more static emails and text messages. I want people to see you that's winning. So I'm waiting for the video. We got these. We winning. We done created a vortex of energy. For those of you that study Abraham Hicks, the vortex, the vortex, the vortex. Okay, where is the cosmic vortex of money? Because this shit has to be a science. And it is. And that's what we're presenting. So yeah, much as possible, absolutely. And so if you're only gonna play $1 a day, you better go get those $28 out or $21. How much you gonna play? Go ahead and get them out now. Put them on the dresser. I am money. Whatever we gonna give you the instructions on it. Go play every day. This money is for that. $21 every day I'm playing. Every day I'm playing. Every day I'm playing. See, for those of you that got a number that stalk you, start putting that number up in that thing. All right? Start putting it up in there. For real, for real. Especially if it's a 3-digit number. Because if it's a 3-digit number, you can play the pick 3. If you in Nevada ain't got no lottery, man, you better go to the casino. Something. If you're not a gambler per se, I don't know. You know? So we know what a vortex is. We didn't work with this area of space consistently. It's going to be positive results. It always is. It's up to you to stay persistent. You are your biggest obstacle. Trust me. I know from experience. I'm my biggest obstacle. What you eat don't make me shit. Ain't that what they say? Right? Because what you eat affects you, ourselves. So we are in our own way, trust me, as the biggest obstacle to this thing. All right? And so, again, I just want to give y'all a formal invite to what's going on. Hey, what's up? You know what I mean? Got a few questions. I'll take a few. But if you want a personal, man, you got to call me. Because this thing is personal. Like, certain people got the alignment. It's there for them. It makes sense. Sometimes it's just like, not necessarily. Not that it can't happen, but there's a time where it's absolutely very possible. And if you ever was going to play, it needs to be at this particular time. And that needs to be known. Wouldn't you love to know, like, when is this your quote-unquote lucky period? Even if you don't lottery up, this is the time for you to go for the promotion at work, if you work. If you're an entrepreneur, this is the time for you to do a major sale. This is a time for you to be in the public's eye. This is a time for you to really be pushing it. This is not necessarily the time for you to brainstorm, per se. You know what I mean? But if you got a good financial seed at this time, an idea at this time, you better make damn sure that you come back around to make it fertilize. You know what I mean? Because or make it materialize rather, because it's a great idea at this time that you're thinking about. It's just still in this infant stage of idea, but you damn sure better bring it out if you're conceiving of something new within this particular window. You see what I'm saying? But you have to know that, because I keep telling you, we scatter light. My planet of prosperity, if I'm just going to look at Jupiter, was in Taurus when I was born in 77. So Jupiter is only in the zodiac sign for 11 months on average. A year, when, average. So if you 78, or, like, it's only, if it's in the sign for 1 year, and it takes 12 years on average to come back to the same spot, then everybody that got Jupiter in the same spot to a degree is a 12-year group of people. Whether they 12 years old, 24 years old, and 36-year-old. Literally, all 12-year-olds right now on the earth, all 12-year-olds, 24-year-olds, and 36-year-old people, multiples of 12, right? These people all have Jupiter pretty much in the same area of space. Facts. So where it is for me is not in the same place for you. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, when I'm looking at certain things, like it's what we would call the timing, in a sense, of when. But there's a portal every year that opens up where everybody gets it. Every single year. You need to know when is that time of year for you. Every year, what I know is the most abundant alignment of all of the heavens. On average, it happens every year unless one of the planets retrograde, and technically it will skip that year. Like if I'm not mistaken, I think 2019 is going to skip and we're going to see it in 2020. We may not see it in 2019 if I'm not mistaken. All right? Because the energy will retrograde and they won't align from our perspective. They won't be in alignment with one another. But on average, every year, there's this portal that opens up for you. That's why I titled that one show, When is Your Financial New Year? Because, again, today is Rosh Hashanah. Why are they doing what they doing today? You see what I'm saying? So if you missed that earlier, I talked about that, and that was strictly because new moon in Virgo today. Rosh Hashanah, head of the year. Rosh means head. Rosh. Okay? So head. This is the head of the year. This is the last new moon, sun and moon coming together. Because next month it's in Libra. And Libra is the season where it starts to fall. Nature starts to regress for those of us north of the equator. So we're about to enter the underworld, the dark period. After September 23rd, 24th, we're going to officially be in the dark period where it's going to be more nighttime hours than daylight hours. Just that fast. See, when you start dealing with this thing, this shit is ultimate quantum because it makes you go up into the future. Just pay attention to the shit that be on the shelves. Now you're going to start seeing the heaters inside of Walmart and whatever, Family Dollar, whatever. You're going to start seeing the heaters. Right? You're gonna start seeing the season before you. So Rosh Hashanah is dope because to me it symbolizes the conscious mind, sun, moon, subconscious in alignment with Virgo, the woman, the only woman in the constellation, and the woman is that which gives birth to the material plane. So therefore, this is like the new year. This is dope, brilliant. All right. All right. And so, any questions? TheImaginationGuru.com shop tab webinar. We talking about the double jackpot experiment. Let's take it there. You got a question? Shoot it to me. Now's the time. What time is it, man? I gotta make some phone calls. But now's the time if you got a question. Shoot it to me. Production, discipline, and the group you hang with will determine how long you become a millionaire or have financial freedom. They're not the same thing because a millionaire is not financial freedom. That's when you start to get scared, they say. Will Smith said it, like, shit, he got that money. It's like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. This is where you get scared. Because you don't never want to fall off and lose it and then you back poor. And so $1 million is where you get scared. All right, so production, discipline, and the group you hang with will determine how long you reach your target. Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, North Node, and the 8. Dope. Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter, oxymorons. This is the clash of the titans in the mythology. So I got you, Adrian. Saturn likes to take its time. It's more of restriction and constriction. Jupiter likes to expand. So Saturn and Jupiter together to me remind me of the lungs. See, we are oxymoron walking. 1 minute you exhaling, and next minute you inhaling. So you swelling up and then you blowing out. You swelling up and you blowing out. You are a contradiction. That's Saturn and Jupiter, cosmically speaking. This gives you the ability to be extremely successful. And it may not happen as fast as you like, but you are to be, this is like the marathon versus the 50-yard dash. You are to steadfast in your endeavors. Your endeavors are the Scorpio endeavors. We're the Scorpio. It's a very deep sign. This gets into psychology. This gets into forensics. This gets into joint finances, investments, taxes, estates. It could even be real estate. It deals with money, financial advising, accounting. It definitely can deal with money. Saturn represents the law, and so does Jupiter. So you got to be honest, 100% honest with Saturn and Jupiter placements, because that shit is the ultimate punishment if you go against the law. You see what I'm saying? And so all your Scorpio endeavors have to be on the up and up. But this is a very successful financial marker. Saturn, Jupiter combined in Scorpio. This is pretty dope. Definitely a billionaire. Easy. Easy. Just got to work at it. Discipline yourself with the finances. So how do you activate it? Through your creative imagination. Let me be clear. There's no wrong way to imagine. Unless you imagine in wrong stuff. There's no wrong way to imagine. You have to be creative. There's no limit on creativity. That's why when I start studying this thing, Leo, the 5th house, the sun, keyword is creativity. Well, shit, how do you know what that means? Like, creativity. That's unlimited potential. But that's what the sun offers. Unlimited potential of life force energy. So how do you activate it? By what your higher self is telling you to do. What does your inclination say? What does your higher self say do? You know what? I'm about to do X, Y, Z. And even if you, quote unquote, did it wrong, you're going to learn from the experience, and that's the most important thing, that you're going to learn from the experience, because you're going to be able to see cause and effect. So be clear on what you want on up until there, because the energies manifest itself early or sometimes late. It's like a storm. You know what I'm saying? You see the clouds, now it's drizzling, now it's raining harder, now it's thunder, now it's lightning, like all that stuff. There's an apex, there's the storm approaching, there's the apex of the storm, and it's phasing out. So energy comes in one of these 3 phases, as it's approaching you, or the apex of it, or when it's phasing out. You still can get wet when the storm is passing and it's still raining. You just missed the worst part of it, but you still can get wet, right? So be creative is how you activate it, how you want to activate it. Because the sun is in Scorpio. The moon is in Taurus. Scorpio is your partner. Other people who you loving, who you sexing, really ain't really got nothing to do with love. Let's be clear. Can you take that back? Who you sexing? Scorpio. Moon in Taurus, money, sun and moon in opposition, called full moon. You don't want no tension at this time, man. You don't want no tension. At no time do you want tension. be creative. All right. Yeah. Hell yeah. Be creative in that shit, man. Use it as a vehicle because it is a vehicle. All right. Any questions? Can we purchase old? What's that? What you mean binary of the pre-sale? What you mean? Some old stuff we got? I mean, I got some old stuff on one of these draws. It depends, man. I mean, I don't know. I gotta go back and look. Webinars. Which ones? Which ones? We'll make something. I gotta just go in there and classify them all. Which webinars or what? That can be done. That can be done. Especially if you got one. Yeah, we definitely gonna make that happen. So that's a good question. How do you bounce a wave off Jupiter? Locate it. Locate it. At nighttime, man, there's certain stars that you think are stars, they planets. So you can get this free app called Skyview Free. It's free. Skyview Free. Make sure it's aligned up right. That's why you like point it at the sun or the moon, because you know if it's a little bit off, then you can know like, okay, shit is a little bit off to the left. So you're like, what's this bright ass star right here? And then you point on it and you see that's a little bit to the left, or you put your phone a little bit more to the right, and then you see that that bright star should be there because you know your calibration is off a little bit. And you say, oh shit, that's Jupiter right there. Oh, okay. About to bounce a wave off you now. Being send thought to it. So you gotta locate it. So Ophiuchus is a sign, a constellation that is more in the northern hemisphere. It doesn't quite sit in the ecliptic. It don't sit in the zodiac belt. It's a little north. So I want you to go to Google image and type in zodiac Dendera, so you can see the Egyptian zodiac wheel. You're going to see the boat of Ra. You're going to see Scorpio. You're going to see Libra. And you're going to see Ophiuchus is the boat of Ra. And you're going to notice how he sits more northern. So Ophiuchus is the equivalent to Orion. So Orion sits more in the hemisphere that's below the equator, in a sense. All right, below what we would call the zodiacal ecliptical belt, basically. All right, and so Ophiuchus is really the counterpart to Orion. Orion's not a zodiac sign, but it sits in a position that's a little bit south, like Sirius, Canis Major. Sirius don't sit in the zodiac belt of the 12, but if you look under Cancer, you're going to see Sirius. And this is why when you see July 4th, 13 degrees Cancer, Independence Day, the sun is in direct alignment with Sirius. And so on the 2D plane of paper, you know, if you take a piece of paper and you do 1 point at the top and 1 point at the bottom, it looks like it's up and down. But technically, that which is down could be millions of miles behind. Okay? So, anyway, Sirius sits below that, below Cancer, and Ophiuchus sits a little bit northern. And only thing you got to do is just go to the Dendera, go to the zodiac Dendera. All right. The word, what was that? Plane. Let me see. Can you explain the difference between the word plane and planets? I feel like there's something there. Hey man, if you feel like there's something there, it is something there. You know what I mean? Without a shadow of a doubt. Like sometimes they tell you a plane is just like this flat surface. You know what I'm saying? And then you got planet. You know what I mean? And so they all represent different planes or states of consciousness, levels of awareness that make you whole. That's why I say all of it is just an external reflection of different psychological processes that we go through. Everybody has anger, Mars. Everybody has passion, Mars. Everybody at some point in time have to reach a certain level of maturity, responsibility, Saturn. Neptune, we all daydream and visualize, right? Mercury, we all have the ability to think and things like so. All of these things are just a reflection of our own consciousness. The beautiful thing about it that's so dope and that puts it in a league all by itself is that it has the ability to foresee what your physical environment is going to look like based upon decisions that you can make. Because there's only can be two outcomes, quote unquote, good and bad. You see what I'm saying? And so what the science does that puts it in a league all by itself is I can go up to the future and say, oh shit, Mars is going to be right here. You about to catch that smoke. Guaranteed, it's an option. You can catch that smoke, so you better be careful. Nothing else can do that. Within, and I mean pinpoint it, within a time frame. You see what I'm saying? And so those planes are different planes of your own awareness, man. Your own thoughts and shit. So that was a good question. Any more? 2 planets in retrograde in the 3rd house in the birth chart. All right, so the birth chart retrogrades simply mean planets are passing. If it's Mercury and Venus, they're passing the Earth. If they're behind, if it's Mercury and Venus, then the Earth is passing them. So retrograde, we say, hey, this is a time where you kind of want to go back and you want to look at some things. So it probably just got a little bit more of an emphasis of, hey, 3rd house, communications, travel, and whatnot. So really, when these planets retrograde, again, in quote unquote your real time, while everybody else is playing caution, this is easier for you because you were born with this energy. You see what I'm saying? And so retrograde is just a time of caution, dot your I's, cross your T's. 3rd house, this could be siblings, or this could be communications and traveling and things that you want to learn. You see what I'm saying? But when it comes to all of those things, just make sure that you dotting your I's, crossing your T's, and you being on point. That's it. Ain't nothing major on that. All right. The angel number for 13. I do something else with angels. I had to break out that Kabbalistic encyclopedia, man. You missed that. Did I do a webinar on that, or what I do on that? I did something, man, dealing with those numbers. I don't know if it's right here. But you want to get you a Kabbalistic encyclopedia, man, to help you out on that. You're welcome, Miss Katush Muhammad. Libra in the 7th house. What was Libra in the 7th house? Oh, that I'm not sure what you had Libra in the 7th house, but it's just going to be a strong emphasis on partnerships. That could be close friendships, business relationships, contractual agreements. 7th house is close friendships along with marriage. All right, contractual agreements. Also known as the house of open enemies, too. For real. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, for sure. All right. So, yeah. So again, man, your prosperity is, you have to know where energy is for you. And then just get a session with me, man. I'm going to tell you. I want everybody to win. I'm going to tell you when it may be now. Or it may be 2019. You know what I mean? It may be 2019 that it pops up. You should want to know. In fact, you should want to know for 2019 anyway. Like, yo, what's up with 2019? When is that portal opening up. I may put a special out for that, and that way you can get it, and you know what it is for yourself. You know what I mean? You know what it is, man. Because everybody's born at different times, different places, so you know shit don't pop off for everybody the same way. That's why. And then your level of consciousness, your own emotions, and things you got going on starts to play a role in this thing as well. So any more questions? Sunday 5 o'clock. I'm about to start Sunday dinner around these parts. Any questions? Any questions? Yeah. Eco hair. You never had a session with me? MyAstrologyCoach.com. MyAstrologyCoach.com. Consult with no consultation tab. Consult with Noble. It'll be right there. All right. So Cancer and Mercury hard to communicate. Yeah. Oh yeah, come through. I got you on that, man. If you want to do it in half, we can do it, Adrian. If you want to half it, and you can get, and I'll get you started. I've done that for people, so I will extend that to you and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to half it, we can do that. All right. Oh, it'll be my pleasure, Eco Hair. Like, come with a goal. Don't come by the. See, I'm past. I've been past the curious phase. Come with a goal, because I want to help you manifest that. Like that's rewarding for me. Yeah, I'm selfish. I was told that I'm selfish, and I'm making it about me. But it's just rewarding for me when people can say, "Yo, I thought about that. I wanted that," and especially if we can say, "You're very welcome." Yo, June, and then June come and that shit happens. Like, oh my God, it happened. Like, that's rewarding, because now we're dealing with a science now. You know what I mean? The science of manifesting. So that becomes gratifying and whatnot. So those are the things. Doesn't matter if you go by the zodiac chart or with or without Ophiuchus. Yeah, it matters, right? Well, it depends. It depends what you're looking at, man. It depends what you're looking at, right? So that's a good question, right? So let's just say hypothetically you got Jupiter in a certain spot. You say Jupiter is in Ophiuchus, fine. We say Jupiter is in Sagittarius, fine. I'm still going to look at another planetary body and say, oh shit, when the sun is here on December the 13th, I don't care what we are calling the sign behind it. I'm just looking at energy, man. I'm looking at this planet and this planet. The sign sometimes could become irrelevant, because I'm looking at the players involved. The planets are the players. The signs ain't the players. The balls of energy that's moving around, they represent the action. So if Mars if you notice, when I be like pay attention to the channel, right? When we looking at the news list, celebrities, death, and yeah, hell yeah, I do progress at the end of the sessions, because I want to make sure nothing's on a critical point, and I'll explain that. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm looking at, look at the channel, the playlist, celebrity news and deaths, right? So if I say Tupac, if I say Big, if I say Big Boy from LA who just got in a car accident, if I do Post Malone who just got in a car accident, like if I always show you Mars, notice, I'm never ever saying the zodiac sign. I'm always showing you the planet that's involved. The zodiac sign is irrelative. So rest in peace, Mac Miller, who had Neptune in Capricorn when he was born, right? Pluto's in Capricorn right now. Neptune is drugs and overdose. Pluto is death. So if you do drugs right now, then it's likely you could die, right? So you may say that, oh shit, that's in Sagittarius. Because when we use the Ophiuchus system, or 13 signs, we're going to progress backwards and push everything back, right? From what we currently looking at. No problem. These planets are still in the same alignment. We're just arguing about what constellation is on the backdrop. So since this represents drugs and since this represents death, the backdrop is 100% irrelative. So now I ain't even got to deal with the sign. I'm dealing with the players, the action, the planets. This is why I deal with the planets. You know what I'm saying? So the difference between the system, as I explained before, is 23 degrees. That's the difference between the systems. So there's a 6-degree overlap where we will agree that these are in the same position or the same sign. But we'll never disagree that these two are together in the sky. We're only going to disagree on what appears to be on the backdrop. This is why both systems will be right at the same time. You have to ponder that shit. How are these two systems saying 13 signs, another one saying 12, or the Vedic is saying, hey, this is not Capricorn and Sagittarius, but yet the same things are happening? It's because the planetary energies involved are the same. We don't disagree with that. So the planets is the action, take the sign out of it. Let's just deal with the planets. And it makes it more simpler. Because the more you keep adding on asteroids and this, you keep going further out from yourself, and you shouldn't do that. Keep it within as close as possible. Bring it back to pure D energy. All signs, 12 of them, can be reduced down to 4 elements: fire, air, earth, and water. Each 4 signs can be reduced now to 3 modalities: the beginning of the season, cardinal, fixed, the middle of the season, and then the end of the season, mutable. Right? So I did videos on that. Where we start off with Aries, starts the spring, Taurus is in the middle, Gemini's at the end. Whole new season coming: Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Beginning, middle, end. Whole new season coming, like we about to experience this upcoming month. Libra starts, Scorpio in the middle, Sag ends, the fall. Last season, Capricorn starts, Aquarius in the middle, Pisces at the end. Now we back and completed the wheel. So now the 12 been reduced down to 4 elements. The 4 can be reduced down to 3 energy expressions. These 3 expressions, I keep telling y'all, represent the 3 bands of light. Literally, all visible light comes from red, yellow, and blue. Okay? These are the Migos. These are the 3 pure ones of the Tao in the Chinese philosophy. Don't you look? Listen. Go look here on this channel where I put a video out with the Migos, and I'm talking about they are the Tao. They're from the pure ones. And then go research when they release Stir Fry, like they was some Japanese, Chinese spiritual niggas. They did that after the fact because we programming the matrix is what we doing. But I'm telling y'all what they represent. That's 3 bands of light that's coming in. The 3 primary colors that represent all of creation. You see what I'm saying? So then the 3 gets reduced down to 2 because all zodiac signs is a gender. Fire and air are masculine, and then the feminine force. So now we had 3 bands of light gets reduced down to 2, and the 2 is known as yin and yang. You feel me? So now the 2 is really together as 1, which now takes it back to the primordial source of what we can call Wu Chi. The point, the dot, consciousness itself. You see what I'm saying? So all of this is consciousness unfolding itself out into the vastness of creation. The moment that you keep on putting this and 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 this, you might miss the point because you think it's all this and that, but it's all just a mirror of a center point you. So the reptilian brain is all the reptiles that's in you. This is why the Hindu teach that the moment that you iffy about something, an insect, is because maybe you were that insect at some point in your own evolution. You can't say no, man, because creation is weird like that. It's weird like that. All right. Appreciate you as well. All right. So let me see that. Rahal, yeah. So the history is written 25,000 years in advance. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's very true, man. That's very true. Show you how we can do that. We can write something and it will come to pass. Go for real. All right. So any more? One more? I'll take one more. I'll take it up to 5:30. 10 minutes. What you got for me? working with. Let me see. So yeah, if you got a question, shoot it to me. I gotta call Minister Jew back in a second here. You know, so if you don't know, I got a new website. What was it? Dark Truth. What was it? You did ask a question. I'm sorry. What was the question? Check out theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com and theprosperityinvestmentgroup.com. Can I? Let me see. I have Jupiter and Uranus in the 7th house. You mentioned open enemies. Can you elaborate? So the good thing is you got Jupiter there. So Jupiter in the 7th house. See, the 7th house is tell you, because remember the 7th house could potentially be courtrooms. It's legal shit. So therefore it's open. It ain't secret like the 12th house. 12th house is secret enemies. And so Jupiter here though gives you a blessing, which means things could pretty much always be in your favor. Uranus is going to bring about some type of potentially some type of weird relationship. So Uranus in the 7th is really a divorce factor. So you have to have freedom in a relationship. Jupiter represents freedom too, because Jupiter wants to travel overseas because it's foreign things. So it's an element of freedom. Uranus damn sure want freedom. And so then you need to have an unorthodox relationship, or you're the perfect candidate because Uranus is technology. You can have a relationship with you can have a computer love relationship with a foreigner overseas. For real, straight up. But you know, at on a more personal note, as if that wasn't personal, it's just unorthodox relationships, man. Something could be different. You live upstairs and she live downstairs, and y'all got a duplex and shit, and y'all boyfriend and girlfriend, and y'all good, y'all cool like that. So you can expect some type of spontaneous type of relationships, but a relationship that's definitely all about expanding and growing, because that's what Jupiter represents. It's your abundance factor. Jupiter in your chart is your abundance factor, man. And so if you got it in the 7th house and you're paying attention to that, then you want to get it, you want to make sure that your partnerships is thorough. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where your abundance will come from. So since Jupiter represents good luck and fortune, then if in the 7th house do represent open enemies, this shows that you could be fortunate against those who oppose you. You see what I'm saying? But it also means that you are supposed to be just. Jupiter is Zadik in Hebrew. It represents, Jupiter represents the righteous ones. Zadik. This is why the angel of Jupiter is Zadikel. Zadik means righteous. El is God. The righteous of God is Jupiter. You see what I'm saying? So when you start looking into the Hebrew cultures, you start seeing that the righteous Melchizedek. Look at Melchizedek. His name ain't really Melchizedek. That's an English thing. Malachi is king. Zedek is righteous, the king of righteous. Malachi, Malik in Arabic. You see what I'm saying? That's king. Zadik is righteous. So this is your prosperity and righteousness, where you can't do you shouldn't do no dirt and do no wrong in relationships, because then you messing up the law, because Jupiter represents the law. Didn't y'all see, notice this, when Jupiter was in Scorpio, still is, it's about to go in Sag, what happened for a year? Scorpio is sex, Jupiter is righteous. Harvey Weinstein got that ass lit up. Bill Cosby got that ass lit up. Everybody was getting that ass lit up because the planet of righteousness was coming through that darkness of Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? And so Zadik and Zadikel came through whipping that ass. Real talk. You know what I mean? So Jupiter represents righteousness. So that's how you should be in that area of your life. You must be that. in your area of life because you agree it's a reflection of who you are. All right. All right, so Uranus, yeah, man, of course you feel Uranus. Uranus is a volcano though. It only acts up when it's being suppressed. If it's not suppressed, then you good. Uranus is Aquarian, man. It's all things unorthodox. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. The righteousness of Scorpio, being just, third house, communications, siblings. You know what I mean? It's just in the vein. It's just in the vein of expanding when it comes to saying something as well. You know what I'm saying? You can be saying something that's transformative. Scorpio is transformation. Third house is communication. So Jupiter here wants to expand how you say something which could have an effect on people. You see what I'm saying? That's going to transform their lives, man. Libra in the third house. See, Libra in the third house suggests that you can attract relationships who used to be your brothers and sisters. Nasty ass, man, for real. See, but that happens though, man. Like I'm telling y'all, man, I said it, this fall season, we're going to have to get into this whole past life thing. We're going to have to take it there. You know what I mean? We're going to have to take it there. But that could happen. Because that shit happened. The dynamic of relationships change. This is why you can't be angry at people. You know what I'm saying? Because you freaking come back and the dynamics of the relationship change, and now that mom who got on your nerve is about to be your girlfriend who agitates the living hell out of you, you're going to beat her. You know what I mean? And the cycle just keeps going on and on and on to the break of dawn. This is why this year I learned something very valuable that I've been knew, but I was going against my better judgment. People who remind you of someone that you don't rock with, like they got the physical characteristics of them and shit like that, that is them. That's them. That's them. All right, I'm telling you, that's them. That's why they're standing out as a memory and triggering you. You know what I'm saying? That's them. All right. So I wouldn't, based upon that. Sorry, you can judge them off that. For real, for real. You had the experience for a reason. The experience is to get you to a certain level of awareness. So when you go through the identical test again, you can pass it. Okay. Real talk. All right. All right. So all right, man. Minister Jew is calling me, man. I gotta tend to that. So here's the thing, y'all. We talk about lottery. The double jackpot experiment orientation is the 3rd of October. You get to it to theimaginationguru.com. Go to webinars. It's going to be a 21-day thing that we're doing. Videos coming soon, but enroll, okay? I posted a video right here on this channel, all right, that was called, what was it? Astrology and Lottery, or Lottery and Astrology and Lottery. There's a $7,000 testimonial from a guy who did a private session with me, Brother Dion. Like, we did the session about a month ago, and he played in the timeline, and he won 7 racks. All right, if you want a private consult, just go to myastrologycoach.com, click on the consult tab. It's there, no problem. Got you, okay? But get into this webinar, which is on Jew's site, which is theimaginationguru.com. All right, shop tab, webinar, you're going to see the double jackpot experiment. Those of you that want to get into real estate, whether you want to do it yourself or if you want to put some money into a pot, okay, and make some things happen, loan your money to make some things happen, call me. You can also visit the Prosperity Investment Group. Click on shop tab. Okay, and you'll see some things that we have to offer over there in that arena. All right, so with that, I'll see y'all till next time. Peace.